Hi, Mr. Daniels. It's nice to have you back again today. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I really can't complain. It's been a nice, relaxing weekend, and so I'm glad to be here.
And so can you tell me if you have met any of your goals that you had that we'd set up with you last time?
Well, some of them, yeah. I was able to get in and see my doctor, and they're doing some follow-up tests. And they've indicated to me they'll probably go ahead and change my antidepressant meds.
Mm-hmm.
It's been 18 years since I started taking them, and I don't think it's been changed once, so it's probably overdue. But they are running some tests. I haven't been able to get in and see a counselor or psychiatrist yet. Those take referrals, and it takes a little bit longer, so it hasn't run the paperwork gamut yet. But it's in the process. It's slowly advancing, so at least we're making some progress.
Well, that's good to hear. So you've got referrals coming, and you've got an appointment to see a counselor, or not as of yet?
Not as of yet. I am
Okay.
working on that. It's something that, because of insurance, they said that they're going to have to they do a referral out, and so as usual, we're waiting on the bureaucracy to rubber stamp whatever it is they're going to do, and bring it back to me so that I can get there what I need to get.
Definitely understand bureaucracy.
Yes.
Definitely. So, can you tell me how you've done with your depression over this last month? Have you had any major bouts with it, or the holidays are coming? Have you had any major sadness or grief?
I've heard a lot of people say that the holidays can be really sad. I've never really found it that way. It's always been kind of a fun thing as far as, I have my new family here, and I've had it for, been going on 27 years. And so it's been the holidays have usually been a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really feel depressed around them. My depression comes and goes. I have bouts of where, my wife works so hard and does so much. And there are times when I get depressed that I can't do more. I'm on disability, and I feel like, a lot of times I'm not doing as much as I should be. And I want to help her out more. I'm doing what I can, but like I said, it comes and goes. I haven't had anything super major, thank goodness. But some minor things, yes.
So, I'm hearing you say that you feel less than, because you can't do as much. What are the things that you can't do?
Well, I'd like to be able to go out and get a full-time job.
Okay.
I used to work at the phone company. I've worked at other places doing, temporary jobs and whatnot. And the phone company job I had for 12 years.
Okay,
So it is something, I know I can do a full-time job, but the job market's been depressed for the last 8 years, and it's just now starting to kind of come back.
Mm-hmm.
I've been on disability, so my skills are kind of iffy. And a lot of times when you go to apply for jobs or look for jobs, they want very specific skill sets or very specific experience doing something.
Okay.
They got to speak Spanish, got to have driven a truck, a Class B truck or whatever. Have to be and it's a lot of times it's stuff that I've never had any experience in, which gets depressing because there's minimum wage jobs,
Right.
but you can't live on a minimum wage job.
No.
And I'd be working, 40, 50 hours at one, and I don't know if I could do that. And for what? I make that much or more on my disability. And so it's kind of I want a job, but I want enough of one to be able to live off of. So it's just, I don't know, just kind of depressing. Maybe I just need some help with a jobs counselor too. And, but like I said, I try and do what I can for my wife around the house, and I hope that she appreciates what I do.
I'm certain she does.
She's a good woman. I think she does. And I think my kids do too, for the most part. Um, so I'm just trying to be as much of a husband and a father and a helper as I can.
Okay. So my next set of questions might get a little bit digging. You might feel a little bit uncomfortable, and I know that sometimes when we talk about our families, it can get that way. So I want to make sure that you know I'm here just to listen. I'm not trying to probe or do any kind of thing like that. I'm just trying to make sure that you know I'm trying to get all the information that I can so that we can move forward with you and help you meet those goals of getting a job, of helping your family, getting out of this depressive mode, and being able to make you feel more like a man, like you want to, take charge. Let's put it that way. I know that your health doesn't always allow for that. At least that's what you had told me.
Yeah.
Because of your heart condition and because of some other conditions that you have, I know that you struggle with those things. So it may not be the same as what you used to do with some of the other jobs that you're with it. 12 years is a really great thing that you've done. That's amazing because many people can't even stay a year at a job. So you did great, very good. And you told us that you have a bachelor's. What was your bachelor's in again?
English.
English, okay. So there's all kinds of jobs out there that you could do even at home. So we should look into those things for you, and that'll be something that I'll try and help you with in the next set of sessions that I have with you. Is we'll look and see if we can find some help for you. The next thing I'm hoping to find for you is some way of helping you out of this area of depression. But what we have to look at is, where do you think your first major sadness came in your life?
That's pretty easy. That was, my dad passed away when I was in first grade.
Okay.
And it was a shock. He was only 42.
Oh.
And it was just something that I wasn't expecting. I knew he was sick.
Right.
Or just didn't feel good, but I didn't realize he was that sick.
Okay.
And it just all of a sudden, boom, he was gone. And my dad was a big part of my life, as as is with any kid my age. With a two-parent family, both parents are there. It would have been just as big a shock if my mom had passed.
Okay.
But having to grow up without a dad, mom's working full time, you learn to make do. You learn to just kind of deal by yourself. And my mom was old school, didn't want any overt expressions of grief. I don't know if it was just because she couldn't handle it, or if she didn't think boys should do that, or what it was, but I was never encouraged to express any kind of grief after my dad had passed. And so that was kind of rough too. I think I ended up repressing it and having anger issues throughout my time. So it was just something that I've had to deal with all my life.
Okay. So your mom was doing a single mom job basically, and she was working 40 hours a week or more.
Yeah, about 40 hours a week. She worked for the oil companies, because we lived in a little oil town where my grandmother lived, and it was just something that she did. She worked there. She just made do. She provided, but we were, I don't know, we had problems being close. Excuse me. Oh, and when she was gone so much, it was hard to have a close-knit family.
I can see that. So are we